Are you serious? Are you serious? I'm very serious, guys, and it's extremely serious what's happening around the world. But we're going to get you up to speed in just a second. First, let's put a shout out right now for www.trimwithpaul.com. That's www.trimwithpaul.com. Wow. It's according to the CDC. 73.6% of adults are overweight, and a further 40% of those adults are obese. This is why I highly recommend including this amazing supplement at www.trimwithpaul.com. Get this supplement into your daily routine. It contains naturally sourced ingredients from the earth to support weight loss. Its main ingredient is called conjugative linoleic acid, or CLA for short, which has been shown to reduce fat storage while speeding up fat breakdown. The CLA in its essentially hinders, this is what it does, it hinders the body's ability to store fat in favor of supporting the body's ability to burn the fat. Try it today. Save 51% plus several other additional free bonuses if you go to www.trimwithpaul.com. That's www.trimwithpaul.com. You'll be glad you did that one. Let's get in shape. All right? Are you serious? Well, let's talk about what's some serious things happening right now. Breaking news, of course, out of New York City. I seen it when it fell. It happened this morning. An incredible situation developing, no doubt about that. What is it? A crane caught on fire on the top of a 50-story building downtown New York City and collapsed. 6 people are injured. Here's what happened. The crane went up in flames this morning on the high above Manhattan, and then it collapsed onto the street below. The fire broke out shortly about 7:30 this morning on top of a 50-story building that was under construction on 10th Avenue, right between 41st and 42nd Streets, in what's called Hell's Kitchen. Hell's Kitchen catches on fire. No, it didn't catch on fire, but the building close to it. Now, what's incredible here is when this thing fell, listen to this. Mayor Eric Adams was on the scene to provide an update along with the New York City Fire Department and Department of Buildings. The first Deputy Commissioner Joseph Pfeiffer also reports this could have been a lot worse. It really could. And as our fire units responded to the scene, he said, we had a collapse. The top part of the crane, the boom, and the 16-ton load of concrete crashed to the ground. And at that point, we had injuries to civilians and firefighters, but none of them serious, thank God. 6 people have been hurt, including 2 firefighters. All of the injuries were described as non-threatening, but still, there were some broken bones and that kind of thing. But Pfeiffer said the crane was lifting 16 tons of concrete when the fire started. The crane operator saw that the fire started. He tried to extinguish it. So we got to give a lot of credit to him. He tried to put the thing out, but the fire overwhelmed the crane operator, and he had to exit the crane. Thus, the crane operator was unable to get out. He got out safe, but he left the 16 tons of concrete, suspended on a burning crane. He had no choice. He couldn't get back in the crane. The fire got too intense. So above the roof line, there's a beam that goes out, and that's carrying the weight of the concrete. Of course, that arm is holding 16 tons, and what do you get? A fire in the crane and in the pit. Brother, here's what I'm going to tell you. If you don't go That crane's gonna fall down 50 stories below. I mean, serious, 50 stories below, really. So above the roof line, this beam goes out. It's carrying 16 tons. It's attached by a cable. But when the fire gets so hot down here, the cable gives way, weakens, and then the crane arm comes crashing down with 16 tons of concrete, slamming into the building across the street, and then more debris falling down at the people below. Firefighters, meanwhile, were on their way to the scene to try to go up and put out the fire when the crane collapsed. This could have been absolutely way worse. This prayer, I'm going to say right now, somebody was on the scene praying. Somebody saw it and went into prayer. Angels must have been dispatched to prevent this from getting way out of control. It was social media videos are showing the dramatic scene when the crane arm came down, crashed into the building across the street. Mayor Adams says we're extremely lucky. I'm going to say we're really blessed that nobody got killed in this one. And the falling boom, the 16 tons of concrete. Matter of fact, the guy, I saw the guy down on the street, the cement truck driver. You know, he's bringing the concrete that's being put in and then being lifted by the crane. This guy usually sits in his truck. He got out of the truck and went inside a shop to get a cup of coffee when the crane came down and the arms of it and the debris crushed his truck. He could have been killed. But thank God he went in for a cup of coffee. All of this miraculously happening this morning downtown New York City. It's sometimes you just got to believe that God has dispatched some angels. Somebody was doing some praying. And hopefully we can get, hopefully this kind of stuff miraculously, we'll never have to see that again. Let's hope. But, you know, things are difficult out there. Speaking of hot, it's getting hot in Florida. The water temperature. Have you guys seen this? It's like a hot tub. Water temperatures off the coast of Florida for the first time in history hit 101.1 degrees. 101.1 degrees is the water temperature just off the coast of Florida. Unbelievable. So with the country sweltering in this insane heat wave, a boiling milestone was hit. A buoy in Florida registered the jaw-dropping 101.1 degree Fahrenheit water temperature. This was on the heels of the same buoy in Manatee Bay registering 100 degrees on Sunday, which was a record. So for the perspective, the average hot tub temperature, if you get in a hot tub, is 102, 103. So basically, you could get in the water over there in Manatee Bay, and you would be sitting in a hot tub of extremely warm water. While the readings would have been considered a possible outlier or sensor error, you can't, because surrounding buoys were recording 99.3 in Murray Key. It was 98.4 at Johnson Key. And another reason why these water temperature readings are being taken very seriously now is the fact that experts have been tracking the exceptionally warm water temperature readings that have been ranging between 92 and 97 degrees since early July. For the majority of the month, an unusual weather pattern for the summer months for the region has been driving this factor. That pattern has featured a stagnant setup fueled by a strong area of high pressure that has led to days of above average and in many cases record-setting air temperatures. The pattern has also led to weaker than average trade winds. Trade winds usually produce southeast winds and a sea breeze for South Florida, which helps to keep the sea surface temperatures in check. Instead, winds have been out of the west and weak, allowing sea surface temperatures to heat up. Still, despite this month of record-setting water temperatures already in the history books, Sunday and Monday's 100 and 101 degrees water temperatures are stunning. They are literally stunning the experts. Guys, this is getting serious. And so factors that could have played a role in spiking, okay, in spiking these water temperatures above 100 degrees include: one, air temperatures that have been hanging in the upper 90s, weak winds across the region that don't allow the water to move out, strong sunlight hitting shallow water, which then even heats up faster than deep water, of course, and silty water, leading to darker color, causing more absorption of that sunlight and UV rays and even radiation rays and additional heating. Think of it as clear water versus murky water, as being similar to cement or asphalt. The darker the color, the more absorption of the heated and the hot and the temperatures. So the water temperatures recorded Sunday and Monday would challenge the record for the hottest sea surface temperatures in the world. While the official world record is 99.7, it looks like, and that happened in Kuwait Bay in Kuwait, it looks like Florida's 101.1 has become the hottest seawater in the history of the world. Now, guys, you can't deny the earth is heating up. It's heating up from several reasons. The sun is hotter than ever. The UV rays and radiation rays are off the charts getting through. It's not just from the sun, but we're also getting radiation from outer space, probably because of the soon arrival, the passing by of Planet X, Nibiru, and the magma from the inner core of the earth rising up, as we've heard Mike from around the world talk about, is also heating the temperatures of the ocean and the crustal displacement we're beginning to see. And of course, we know both polar caps, both the North and South Pole, are melting. There's no question. Those are facts. Now, the lies is what's causing it. It's factual we're heating up. Matter of fact, it's prophesied we would heat up. In 2 Peter chapter 3, Peter told us, he said the earth is going to melt with a fervent heat. Even the elements are going to burn up. So there's no slowing that down. The question is, what's causing it? The left liberals say it's mankind and its carbon usage. Okay? But us that have been following Planet X and biblical apocalyptic signs and prophecy know that the sun would heat up. It even says it in Revelation 16. Let's read it so that we get this clear. Us that are not, I'm not listening to the liberal left telling me about carbon footprints and cow farts and all of that, and turn off my gas stove. I'm not listening to that. And exhaust fans. No. But I am listening to this. I do know statistically, we've had more earthquakes the last 10 years than ever in the history of the world. We've had more volcanic eruptions than in the history of the world. Okay? So then I know that the sun is doing all kinds of crazy things up there. And I was talking, when I interviewed Stan Deo yesterday for our webinar, he was telling us a little bit how insane the sun is right now and what it's doing. But in Revelation 16, we're told this. In verse 8, and the fourth angel, this is Revelation 16, verse 8, and the fourth angel poured out his vial upon the sun, and power was given unto him to scorch men with fire. And men were scorched with great heat, and blasphemed the name of God, which had power over these plagues, and they repented not to give him his glory. So, and then it says that the fifth angel then, after the heat, pours out his vial upon the seat of the beast, and his kingdom was full of darkness, and they gnawed themselves for pain. And they blasphemed the God of heaven because of their pains and their sores, and they repented not of their deeds. So just before the beast kingdom goes into play, the sun gets hot, scorching men. Men start blaspheming God because they're getting severe sunburns and cancerous sores on their body from the UV and radiation and ultraviolet rays that they are being, cosmic rays that they're being hit with. So Then it says, God says, okay, now I'm going to pour out my, I'm going to pour out my vial upon the seed of the beast. So the mark of the beast is coming very, 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 very soon. We're already in the heating up stage of the sun. These are some of the apocalyptic signs of prophecy. So again, let's not deny that there isn't a heating up of the earth. There's no denying that. It's happening. The question is why. The question is why. Yes, thank you, Rock, for telling me about the earthquake. It's true. There was Heidi and I just talked about that this morning. 6.4 earthquake just rocked Vanuatu, and it's had there's been two aftershocks, a 5.2 and then a 5.0 that have just happened. This earthquake at Vanuatu has happened about an hour ago, a little bit less than an hour ago. So the earth is shaking and quaking. The devil's back is breaking. Our minds are aching. And, there's, and I'm telling you, as these things, these apocalyptic signs continue, we are getting ever closer to the coming of the Lord Jesus Christ. People are not ready. People are definitely not ready. They haven't repented of their sins. They're not getting serious with God. Instead, the Bible said they'll get worse. And they'll, as I just read to you, they will blaspheme God. They will blaspheme God because of the plagues and the situation that are coming upon the earth. So give me one moment here. I'm going to just say that we better get ready. Shelter us, Lord. It's getting crazy out there. The earth can shake, the sky come down, the mountains all fall to the ground. But I will fear none of those things. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Dark waters rise, the thunder pounds, the wheels of war are going round. And all the walls are crumbling. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Hide me underneath your wings. Hide me deep inside your heart. In your refuge, cover me. Lord, I'm making you my hiding place. The wind will blow, the rain can pour, the deluge break, the tempest roars. But in that storm, my spirit sings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Are you serious? Hide me underneath going insane. Are you serious?
Someday when time no more shall be, well, I say, death, where is your sting? Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings.
Shelter me, Lord,
underneath your wings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings.
Oh, yeah. Are you serious? What? Unbelievable. Wow. That song is just never, ever gets old. All right. I just reading a text there. Guys, seriously, wow. So there's a lot of the earth, a lot of shaking, a lot of quaking. The devil's back is breaking. So stay focused, guys. We're in the last days. All right. What are we, 9 days away? 9 days away from the webinar. We're only 9 days away from aliens above and below. So far, I've interviewed Avi Loeb, okay? And I tell you right now, his interview is incredible. Of course, he's the guy, he's the professor who said Oumuamua that went flying through our interstellar, came out of interstellar somewhere and went flying by, was not a normal asteroid or meteorite. Matter of fact, it couldn't be because it was traveling at speeds faster than everything else. And then it would slow down, and it would speed up, and then it would move. He said it had to be directed by some type of intelligent being. Then we have the one that crashed in the ocean that he calculated where it would landed. He worked with the government. He went out there and he found now over 150 of these little iron marbles that are not from this world. They're not even from this universe, okay? Because we've been drilling on asteroids and picking up moon rocks and different things on Mars. These things weren't from anywhere in our universe. So obviously, again, it was traveling at unprecedented speeds. So he's convinced that there's life out there somewhere, okay? And but at the same time, he has faith in God, and he graduated from Hebrew University, and said that, look, when the burning bush happened to Moses, you better listen to what the voice said. You better listen to the voice of the Lord. Anyway, great interview. I also interviewed Laura Eisenhower about everything going on with her great-grandfather, President Dwight D. Eisenhower, and the meetings supposedly he had with aliens and what all that means from a galactical standpoint and from a demonic standpoint and from a spirit of war. Okay, and it's a great interview. It's phenomenal. We stayed focused in this area. It's incredible. Well, I just interviewed Stan Deyo, and Stan confirmed a lot of what Laura Eisenhower said, which I was stunned because he had worked on secret alien projects back in the 70s when he worked for the FBI, as well as other things. And so he confirms a lot of stuff, guys. It's mind-blowing, okay? Then I interviewed Rex Bear, And Rex had some great analogy of where a lot of the source of this alien phenomenon is coming from. And he went all the way back to Aleister Crowley. He went back to World War I. And Aleister Crowley and Adolf Hitler and some of these other occultists, how they've been infatuated and been involved with worshiping and communicating with the fallen ones. Okay? Which, of course, Standeo believes the aliens are the fallen ones as well. Okay, there's no doubt about that. So then, today I'm interviewing L.A. Marzulli. And today I'm interviewing Stephen Bassett. And today I'm interviewing, who's the other person I got to interview? Oh, Marshall Masters. Okay, so I'm taking care of all of those today before I ever do the show tonight with Melvin Willington on Getting Ready. So it's a very busy day. There's a lot going on, and the webinar is getting prepared. It's going to be mind-boggling with great information. This will probably be, as a matter of fact, even Stan Dale said this could be one of the best webinars on this subject matter ever been put together. He said there's been a lot of people who try to skew it one way or the other. You're allowing people to be honest and be free. Matter of fact, Stephen Bassett that I'm going to interview, okay, is in this article that we just recently, this was from the Jerusalem Post. Did aliens prevent nuclear war? Former NASA astronauts claim they did. Well, Stephen Bassett is in the article because he interviewed some of the former NASA astronauts, especially Edgar Mitchell, and he also has had access himself to classified documents that we're not allowed to see here in the public. So all of this is going on while right now, as I'm sitting here talking to you, the House is in there interviewing, okay, whistleblowers on aliens. So there's all of this is going on right now, guys. It's disclosure everywhere, and we know that Lucifer knows his time is short. Satan is running out of time. He has to implement the new world order, and he's working with every scheme possible through deception, through fake alien invasions, to demonic entities interacting with human beings. All of this stuff is happening to deceive the very elect if it were possible. So give your life to Jesus Christ before it's too late, because I'm ready to leave here. I am ready to go. Are you? Are you saved? I'll be back with more on the coming apocalypse.